Rahim, as is quite elementary. Any appeal for help by an individual or a group of people that are really, really poor, or what they call mesakin, as I am, require also a sense or an action of urgency, meaning that you will respond in kind within the same day, or at least respond with details. Now, too much of the climate against Muslims, and this, by the way, is a scarf that I use as a sajada or sujud rug because I have no rug here in Iceland. This bag contains some bread that was given to me by the Christian church. The browner bread is the better than the other one, and I use that for iftar. This is some salt. This is table salt, and this is an olive oil bottle, which the dregs of it I value the olive oil because I can't afford any, and I'm running out. And this is honey that I bought from the newly opened Costco. I think a day or two after they opened. A cup that I use to drink out of. That and a bag of Frosted Flakes, which actually comes from the UK. And the church gave it to me because they had so many boxes that were unused that some eventually would have to be thrown away. So many boxes of unused cornflakes, Frosted Flakes, whatever you could imagine. He said so much food is given to them from stores and other stuff. In addition to government money from this government, this good government is given to them. They have to throw away food daily. So sometimes they even have halal lamb from a Zabiha supplier that's overstocked. But he's a non-Muslim, but he'll bring some lamb and they'll cook it. Or it will already be cooked. So I try to take that and have it far instead of going through the fitness of spy messages, even though I should, but I don't want to be involved with that spy message. There's a lot of inter-ethnic, inter-religious spying within the Muslims against each other. Even if you have a pall, P-A-L-L, just like people have a funeral in traditional Western culture and they used to have a pall and they carry the coffin on the shoulders. Even if you have a pall, a dark cloud hanging over you of suspicion, there are people within our communities that will work to support that suspicion or to delay or to prevent you from legitimate lawful things. This is why I want to create a center, sort of a Beit al-Mal or a Sunduk, where if your problem is identified and you have other people who can verify what you're going to, it will be approved by the case managers of the masajid. Portions of their money will immediately be, whatever the cost is, will be ejected to the Sunduk for your purpose, of maybe extra on top of that for the Sunduk. And then the Sunduk representative for that area, let's say California, Nevada, whatever, Washington State, or California, Oregon, or Washington Western region, the representatives who choose to volunteer for the Sunduk will have access to the database. They will see it in the Salesforce type cloud or better in real time. And then they will be able to immediately bloop, 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 pay out the attorneys and contact as authorized by you, and they will contact you. Do you give us legal authorization, or can you give us legal authorization to contact these attorneys or these creditors or these debtors or whatever? And they will contact, and they will not give you the cash, but they will pay off the things that you need for rendered to get you out of the trouble that you're in. Instead of this whimsical, maybe I'll decide, I'll get to it maybe a few days. Bukra, they say in Bukra, inshallah, Ghadan, inshallah, inshallah, by then Ghadan. And the old Arab joke is, you come back, the guy come back, especially in the Khalid, you come back after he told you tomorrow, and he says, I said tomorrow, inshallah. Come back, and then you come back the third day, and you told me come back tomorrow, and then the guy yells and said, didn't I tell you Bukhara, inshallah, in Arabic? And then the people laugh, the raw raucous laugh. Didn't I tell you tomorrow? So the joking about the using the name of His Majesty, as Muslims believe to be Allah Azza wa Jal, for delay and procrastination. This is hated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He hates this. Man, yeah, this game. And this game is almost rung up and time up with we Muslims, and we think we're playing. So I have the charger connected, but this is a weak charger given to me by the leader of the Ahmadi community, or what you call Qadiani Ahmadiyya, and it's not charging the phone. The phone is actually dying, but it slows down the dying of the phone. But the phone is dying because I can't afford a charger. And the Latvian brother, gentleman, who said that no problem, this digital electronic thing or whatever, unless I accuse him. Let me see. No, I was going to accuse him. I didn't. He left it here. But the way he put it, in such a way, now I cannot touch it, because if I touch it, then he would know that I've been over here and this is his personal space. I can't take anything. If it was on the table, then it's like okay, it's there for you to use. You can use stuff, no problem. But once it goes into his personal area where his tablet is, and that side of the room, I don't go over there. I don't mess with anything. I never have. I never have. So this is the space here, and people try to make me look like I'm a suspicious or I'm an untrustworthy person, and it's slander and it's a lie, and I hate it, man. I hate it. Yeah, I hate it. I really, really despise it. And what it does, it keeps me marginalized to have to live like this. That's why if I was able to nikah, because most people, men would not have a personal interest in me. So if they don't have a personal interest in you, they don't have a personal interest in helping you. But a woman who can put you to use amorously or within marriage and other things would be interested in possibly marrying you if she knows you're forthright and honest. So, and I need to fix up my dentistry and all of that. And the insurance here in Iceland and Scandinavia, which could be used globally, certain facets of medical insurance it's cheap compared to the U.S. It's cheap. It's cheap, far cheaper. So I would be able to get my teeth properly repaired. Um, Having been nomadic for so many years, trying to settle. See, when I was far younger, I was always trying to settle. When I became Muslim, I think I was 19 years old. I was always trying to settle in the Muslim majority environment to where I can practice my religion, but not something harsh and brutal and extreme and all of that. None of that kind of nonsense. I never wanted that kind of nonsense. But what happened is that I've always been trying to make forays with fellow Muslims who were plugged into wealth so that I could help other people who are suffering be able to earn their own money, not to enrich myself so much. No, no, I could live on very, very little, but modestly. Even if I were making 100,000 a month, euros or British pounds a month, I could live on like 3,000, 2,000, probably even less a month. I don't need that much, but I need to have ample enough to help others. I'm being prevented from doing that by some kind of discrete operation that I can't put my finger on. But Singapore, my explosive being blindfolded, shackled, which people tell me forget about it. How can you forget about your son? How can you forget about the person you were going to marry? How could you? Yeah, the audacity, the temerity to ask me forget about that. Yeah, just forget about that. Yeah, forget about getting married. Forget about older women. Forget about this big women thing and all that. Forget about that. This is really, and whereas the local culture in Europe is we don't marry anybody before we intimately get to know them. We get to know you first. You got to lay down, go to bed, drink, have some drinks and all that, get them drunk and all that, and then lay down and screw. We don't do that in Islam. We're not allowed to do that. So may Allah help all of us. May Allah help me escape so I can help the rest of us. I mean.